Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life. With Dr. Julia Royston. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, and welcome to Live Your Best Life. For I've come that you might have life, and that you might have that life more abundantly to the full and overflowing. Each time we meet, I trust that you are inspired, encouraged, and empowered, and are introduced to new people, resources, places, and things that will help you to live your best life. Again, I'm Dr. Julia Royston, and today on our program is none other than Minister the Right Reverend Tammi Durden, all the way from Houston, Texas. And I'm going to stop right there because I want her to introduce herself her way, tell us where she's from, what she does, kind of some background of who she is, introducing herself to our audience. Tammi?
Hello, Julia. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the show today. I am so honored and excited to be here. Just to say a little bit about who I am. Again, I'm Tammi Durden, international speaker, author, and image coach. And what professional women, female entrepreneurs, and women in ministry hire me to do is to help them identify their authentic style and transform their image into something amazing. I am the image maker. In addition to that, I'm also executive pastor of New Faith Praise and Worship Center here in Houston, Texas. Born and raised in Houston, Texas. I saw that look. Born and raised here in Houston, Texas. I'm a pastor's kid. And what I really, really love to do, my mission is to empower women, to inspire women, to push past setbacks, and to live their best life now. And I do that through speaking and writing and coaching.
Oh my goodness. The reason why I made that face is because, oh my goodness, I didn't know you were executive pastor. See, I said it right. Minister and Right Reverend Tammi Durden. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all God is doing through ministry with you. And you know, when you're promoted in those levels, especially of ministry, that means that you've dedicated yourself first to God, and then secondly to his service. So again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Julia.
So we know that you're an author. Whoop, whoop. And Get Up. Your first book is Get Up, Dust Yourself Off, and Win. Oh my goodness. So we love being winners. I know everybody loves a winner. But tell us a little
Absolutely.
bit about that book and what you continue to do. Because, you know, I tell people that a book is evergreen. That means with new audiences, they can be introduced. So I won't say what it's done in the past. Even though it's already been released, there are new people being introduced to this book and their lives transformed and changed. So what do you, on an ongoing timeline, forever want people to get from your book, Get Up, Dust Yourself Off, and Win?
Absolutely. So Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win, as you tell me, is a timeless piece. That book, by the way, BK Royston Publishing, Julia Royston is my publisher. Does an amazing job. But Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win is a book that empowers people to push past setbacks, live their greatest life now. And so the book, I'm so grateful, started out as a book, but quickly turned into a movement. And so the first year when I released the book, the very same weekend, had the first conference. This year we just had the fifth Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win Women's Empowerment Conference. We actually let men step in this year, but this is our fifth conference we've had. And so the book is a movement. And so we've been so blessed and fortunate to take this movement across the globe, from Africa to London to different places, and to just spread that message of empowerment, that message of hope, that message that says, although you've gone through a divorce, although you may have experienced some abuse in your life, although you may have had some physical ailments, illness, or challenges, it is not over until you win. You don't have to sit in your setbacks, but you can get up, dust yourself off, and win. Absolutely.
Well, I think we need that now more than ever. We always have needed that word, but we need that now more than ever, because one of the beauties of the book is that, no spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you, because you're going to buy that book. You're going to get it in print and ebook from her website, and we'll tell you exactly how to get that in just a few minutes. But one of the things too is that you were very transparent in that book, and really disclosed things that would let people know, okay, she's beautiful, okay, yes, she's gorgeous, she dresses well, yep, she looks good, but she's been through some things. And so, all right, so I can't, and that leads us into book 2. But before we get to book 2, we know that, okay, I can do it too. She didn't let anything stop her, so I can do it too. Tell us just a little bit more about the actual, just one or two things that you really would encourage. Somebody came and said, I've been knocked out. It's not there. The book is full with nuggets, so this is not going to be a spoiler alert at all. But if somebody came to you and said, okay, I've been through this, I've been through that, and explain, just say one or two things about what would be the first thing, even if you had to tell yourself from years past, girl, I wish I'd have thought of that before and had done that differently. What would you tell someone?
Well, a couple of things. One thing, first of all, it begins with acknowledgement. Acknowledging that it happened. Whatever happened, no matter how bad, no matter how ugly, no matter how hurtful it is, to acknowledge that it happened. It is what it is. I always say you have to face it to fix it, because if you don't face that thing, a lot of times we have the tendency to sweep things under the rug and act like it didn't happen. We put on our face and pretend, that everything's okay. We put our Wonder Woman outfit on and go out there and still try to conquer the world. But in reality, we've swept it under the rug. We haven't acknowledged that the hurt happened, the pain, he cheated on me. We haven't acknowledged any of that. And so what happens is that just festers on the inside of us, and it eats away and it eats away to the point where we're just existing and not living. And so I would first say, just acknowledge it, face it. The only way that you can fix it, the only way that you can move forward to live your best life now, is to acknowledge that it happened and accept your part in it. And so once you acknowledge that it happens, the second thing I would say is you got to go to work. You got to be willing to do the work on yourself. And that requires a number of things, but you've got to be willing to do the work on yourself so that you heal, so that you can become whole again, so that you can live your best life. We can't continue to put the blame on everybody else. Although we know when life happens, it's not always our fault. We didn't ask for it. We didn't, welcome it in, any of that. But at the same time, it's going to require some work for our lives to be restored, for us to be better, for us to be whole again. So be willing to stop the pity party, stop blaming everybody else, accept it for what it is, and get in there and get our hands dirty, expose that truth, that ugly truth, and do the work so that we can become better and whole.
Exactly. And one of the things about being willing to do the work is sometimes you're going to need a coach. I'll take that back. Not sometimes, but all the time. You're going to need friends, you're going to need family, and you're going to need a coach to help you do that work. So I'm just going to stop right here. Give us your website, because I know you do coaching. We'll talk more about it later, but go ahead and give us your website where people can begin to connect with you. Even while this broadcast is going on, they can go ahead and start looking you up, spell your name correctly, so they'll be able to find you. Because I know people are like, who is that woman? I got to see her right now.
Absolutely. My website is tammidurden.com. That's TAMMIDURDEN.com. You can also find me on social media across all the platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Periscope. It's at Tammi Durden, TAMMIDURDEN.
Okay, so go ahead and start following her and making those connections now. I know you want to, so I was going to stop right there and let y'all go ahead and jump on in. We'll say it again at the end, but I wanted you to go ahead and be able to follow and make those connections now. Now, I want to switch gears to book two because it's getting ready to be hot off the press. It's going to be available at tammidurden.com. We're going to be able to purchase it and get it. I'm super excited about it. So go ahead and tell us about book two.
So book two. So now that you've gotten yourself up, dusted yourself off in one, book number two is I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. 7 ways to turn your mess into a masterpiece. So although you've been through the divorce, although you've lost a job and hit rock bottom, the business failed, although you've gone through that sickness and now you've overcome that thing, you don't have to look like what you've been through. You don't have to wallow in your past. And that's physically, that's mentally. You don't have to show up like that anymore. There are ways that you can turn your mess into a masterpiece. And so that's what the book is all about. I'm so excited about it.
Well,
And
you know,
again, I've had an amazing publisher. It's
thank
Julia
you.
Royston Publishing.
Now, one thing I can truthfully say about Tammi Durden's books, they bless me as much as they bless anybody else. So I'm sorry, I've already had the preview, the the ministry already done with me. And one of the things when you purchase book number two, each chapter to me is an affirmation. So if you go through those 7 steps and those 7 ways, and just repeating those affirmations themselves will help you move forward. Nope, I'm not going to tell you where they are. You have got to buy that book. I
Yes.
don't look like what I've been through. 7 ways to turn your mess into a masterpiece. Tammi Durden. Yeah, I'm going to say the spelling again. TAMMIDURDEN. Oh, yeah, go ahead and download it and get it and go ahead and buy it from tammidurden.com. So, you know, one of the beauties of I don't look like what I've been through. And I know this is, you know, everybody has, this is just the way I look, girl. I, you know, just is this the way I dress, and this is just the way I look, and I just do what I do. But you have established a new coaching program that will help people who are really serious about taking their look and their image and their life to the next level. Go ahead and explain that to us.
Absolutely. And so, with the recent expansion to image coaching and image consulting, I'm so excited about that because as women, again, we go through so many things. And sometimes we need some help with our image. Your image, I can't express how important it is to have a healthy image, to show up in the world as your highest and best self. You know, Julia, a lot of people say, oh, you know, don't read a book by its cover, but the fact of the matter is somebody's every day reading your book by its cover, whether you're going on a job interview, whether you're meeting with a client, whether you're back on the dating scene, whatever it is, it's your first impression that makes a difference in how you continually to show up. So if you're in business online and you keep showing up, not as you're not looking the part that you're supposed to look according to your brand, because you are your brand, you represent your brand. And so a lot of times we wonder, why aren't the customers coming? Why am I not attracting my ideal client? It's your image. Your image is just not your outer image, but it's your inner image. That includes your mindset, your attitude, your self-worth, and how you think about yourself. And so there are a combination of things, and it may just be one tweak that you need to do to your image that's going to propel you to the next level in your life or your business. And so that's what I coach women on how to do, how to, you know, refine your image. Or if you don't know what it is, maybe you're in a transitional stage and you're not quite sure about what that looks like, I help you get there. I help you fine tune it, that image, so that you can start showing up as your highest and best self.
We'll be right back after this song. Not just Santa on Christmas Eve, not just presents underneath the tree. What I need, can't you see? Sent from God above me is a miracle, a Christmas miracle. Mistletoe is okay with me. Chestnuts roasting certainly to please. What I need in my life, not a doll or a bike, but a miracle, a Christmas miracle. A miracle at Christmas could save my life, make everything right. A miracle at Christmas sent from the King means everything. A miracle.
And we're back with more from our special guest.
That is really key. And sometimes what we see, it's all about perspective at times. Sometimes what
Yes.
we see, that's good enough, that's okay, that's fine, that's good enough, but it's really stopping you. It's
Mm-hmm.
it, it's stopping you from getting to that next level. You
Yeah.
have what it takes. You have the
Yeah.
skill, you're intelligent, you're knowledgeable. But sometimes I just tell people, did you smile? Did you start off
Right.
with did you say
Smile.
hi? Did you shake
Yes.
their hand? Did you look them in the face? Even before the clothes, if we can work on the clothes. We can, we
Yes.
can get a image stylist and all of that. But sometimes you can be looking beautiful and turn people off just from your attitude. So your
Nasty attitude.
attitude and your clothes, I mean, it's a whole image. It's the
Yes.
whole, the whole person
Yes.
inside and out. And sometimes that means going back, get your up, dust yourself off and win. Sometimes you do need to go through the affirmations that are included in the I don't look like what I've been through. And then sometimes you're going to have that hard conversation with
Yes.
a coach who's going to tweak, refine, so that you don't live and stay in that pity party forever and
Exactly.
ever and ever, just whatever it takes. But you've got to be serious about it. I mean, you got to be wanting it. You've got to want to say, Tammy, I submit to your coaching.
Exactly. Exactly. You got to be willing to humble yourself enough to say, you know what, I don't have it all right. And you made a great point where you were saying, oh, that's good enough. That's okay. And so when you say that's good enough and that's okay about your image, those are the results you're going to get. So if you're wondering why you're just getting, oh, just good enough, just average, just okay results, that's because the attitude that you've taken on about your image, what you put in is what you're going to get out. And so if you want to go to the next level, you got to take your image to the next level.
You do. And sometimes it's just getting we talk about Steve Jobs and how he had his own image that was associated with him, but jeans and a t-shirt. Well, that worked for him, but that won't necessarily work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to switch it up. You have to go with your body type. And because the first thing is, because I've sang all my life. And so that was one of the first things that had to happen. When I was 8 years old, my mother said, oh my gosh, she sings. Okay. Now that first thing is, my parents looked me up and down. Both of them would look me up and down before I would get in the car and head to church, because they didn't know if they were going to call on me to sing. And are y'all wearing robes? They would say, are y'all wearing robes? Yeah, we're wearing robes. Oh, okay. All right. So, everything is going to be covered up and nice, neat uniform. But it's those things that turn people off from you that you're unaware of. Oh, I didn't know that made a difference. It does make a difference. And each level you go into makes a difference. We'll have to have you back. I've got to, we've got to move into that even further. But I wanted to switch gears into your speaking, because I do know that you're an international speaker. You spoke not just in the United States, but outside the country, in South Africa and in London. And so that's a part of that whole, I hope the audience can understand that this is a whole package deal. Tammi is presenting an entire package and can do the same for you, so that you have your book, your products, your services, your image, your outer appearance, your speaking and all that. So speak to, because we know you're in ministry and we know you're an international speaker, speak to that woman who says, I got to speak to.
Yes, and it's a lot of people are terrified of speaking in public. One of the beauties of speaking is storytelling and telling your story. And so that's one of the things that I do, not only in the book, but when speaking publicly, I tell my story. A lot of people have heard it. I had a whole series of setbacks before in my life as an adult, from bankruptcy, hitting rock bottom, being married to a minister that attempted to molest my daughter, a failing business that actually failed. So all of these things going on at the same time. And so what I do is inspire people to win through my stories. So for that person out there that's terrified of speaking and think you can't do it, as a speaker, you never get over nervousness. When I hit the platform is my home. That's where I reside. I was born to be there. But there's always a degree of nervousness. So don't think just because you're nervous that you're not supposed to do it or you can't do it, because that nervousness is going to be there. But you overcome it, and as you tell your story and as you connect with the audience, that gives you the confidence to do it again and again and again. Now, will you get it right the first time? There'll probably be some things, and you're not going to get it all the way right, but that's why we learn. We learn and we improve and we grow. But you definitely, especially as an author, you definitely want to utilize the power of public speaking to get that message out, to share your story with the world. And it is possible. You can do it. And the more you do it, the better you get, whether it's on Facebook Live, whether it's on social media. The more you do it, the better you get. And if I can add one last tip, how I really got started, I'm a PK, born and raised in church, so I've pretty much been speaking a lot throughout my life. But professionally speaking, I got my start with Toastmasters International. And so Toastmasters, I went to the classes, I went through the program, and that really helped me as a public speaker. So if you're afraid, I highly recommend Toastmasters International. Get a speaking coach, just get some help to kind of help you along, but telling your story will definitely help you get the message out when speaking.
Exactly. People are really looking for authenticity. They're looking for who you are. Even before they buy your book or buy your product, whatever you're selling, some people want to get to know you as a person, who you are, and where you came from. How did you get started? I've had people stand there. They might buy the book and they might not, based on what I say.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
telling your story is really, really key. And I especially encourage authors who are telling, I want to tell about my life and all the things I've been through. I tell them back as soon as they ask me, are you ready to tell your story? Are you ready to minister to others? Because a part of that, telling that story, is that you're seeking to help somebody else, shine a
Yeah.
light on an issue, or rescue somebody else. So,
Hmm.
to inform somebody and let somebody know. So you got to get over it. I know. And you're like, ooh, do I have to do that too? Yes. Because people want to connect with other people. They're making a connection not just with your book or your business or your career or your job or whatever you do. They're making a connection with you. And that's
Yeah.
sometimes a little difficult for people to allow others in, but you want them to take their money out of their wallet. You want them to transfer their credit card. I mean, it's a real place. You want
Right.
people to take their credit card out and invest 15, 20 or more in your business and your coaching program or whatever you have, but you're not
Yeah.
willing to invest. Now, I'm not saying you have to give every single detail, your social security number. I'm not talking about revealing that, but you got
Right.
to let people know that what you've been through is in this book is a real place and a real thing, but also it should help and minister to somebody else. It's not just the fact of, oh, I just wrote a book. No, it should help somebody else and should
Yeah.
minister and build somebody up and take them literally to the next level. So practice. I mean, they're like, well, Tammy's been in church all her life and on the stage, and Julia's been singing since she was 8 years old. True. But there's never a time, I don't care if I'm singing in the living room to family members or a church with 25 people in it or church with 25 or an arena with
Yeah.
25,000. I'm nervous every time. So I
Yeah.
can't tell you, oh, no, you just get used to it. And to me, that nervousness, that's my adrenaline. That's my adrenaline rush
Yeah.
to keep moving forward. And sometimes, yeah, I'm scared and fearful, especially if there's, well-known people out there in the audience. And I just sometimes have to close my eyes and center myself and
Yeah.
realize that my gift is different than their gifts. And my
That's right.
ministry ability is different than theirs. Now, it may not be on the same largest platform. My name may not be known as much as theirs, but my gift is there to make room for me. Tammy's
Yeah.
gift is what makes room for her, and there's nothing I can do about it, and there's no way I can stop it. My place is mine. Tammy's place is hers. Where God has a door for her, I can't shut it. I can't open. I can't put my big toe and stop it.
Yeah.
There's no way. So it's the same as with everybody else. God has a room for everyone and a place for all of you. So Ms. Tammi Durden, executive pastor, Tammi Durden is an incredible international speaker. I highly encourage you to
Thank
follow
you.
her, to go to her website, reach out to her, make connections with her, be ready with your credit card. Don't play no games. This lady is on an international platform. She's about serious business. She's about her business, and she's going to
Yeah.
help you with yours if you're serious about your business. Tammi, give them how they can contact you again and how they can reach out to you again.
Absolutely. You can contact me by visiting my website at tammidurden.com. TAMMIDURDEN.com. You can reach me on social media across all platforms at Tammi Durden, TAMMIDURDEN. My book, Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win, is also available on Audible in audiobook format. I personally narrated it myself, super excited about that. And so find me, TAMMIDURDEN.com or at Tammi Durden across social media. And I'd be so excited to connect with you.
That's an awesome thing, especially Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win in audiobooks, and that's another show. But people say, I don't read. I don't really read. You don't have to read. It's going to be read to you. So get that book on Audibles. Go ahead and download that as well. So thank you so much, Tammi Durden, for being with us today.
Thank you, Julia.
Love you too, sweetie. I'm Dr. Julia Royston with Live Your Best Life. Know that today, tomorrow, and always find the strength, courage, and wisdom to live your best life.
Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life with Dr. Julia Royston.